What's going on, guys? It's Basilia12 here, coming up to you with another video. And I just previously I sort of recorded a video where I was sort of complaining about the Hog Rider card challenge. And although I was able to complete it 6-0, I will say that I do believe there's still stuff wrong with it, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a little bit. So we're just gonna watch the last 3 replays and sort of talk a little bit about it. We're gonna save the best for last. And the last replay, the 6th win, was probably the hardest match I have ever I played in the entire challenge. In all my games, it was the hardest matchup I had, while also still having a chance. You'll see what I'm talking about. You'll get some insight on the next one, or sort of what I was talking about. But for the most part, it was a very, very difficult match. So in all these, I was actually lucky enough to be able to get Hog. I think in one of them I wasn't able to. I'm not 100% sure. But I tried doing live battles right when the challenge first came out, but I'm just gonna say I suck at live battles. I don't do well when I'm recording. I don't know what it is, but whenever I record and I try doing live battles, all of a sudden I start losing a whole bunch. So I stopped recording. I put the game down for a little bit, sort of did something else, and then hopped back on and started playing a few games, and I was actually doing pretty good. So this is a pretty easy game. At least for me. I had a counter to, I believe, everything he threw at me. Like for Graveyard, I had Barbs, which worked really well, and also had Minions, because I think he fireballed my Barbs in this game at one point. Yeah, right here. And also I believe he does it again. So right when I saw the fireball, I was like, okay, I should probably have Minions ready as well when this happens. So the Graveyard doesn't annihilate me. So we are dropping Minions right on her. Mostly, I really don't expect the Minions to do anything. I just want to take out the Princess. I don't want the Princess chipping away at my tower. I also sort of noticed that he didn't really have any counters to my Hog, which is one of the problems with this challenge, is that the amount of solid counters that you have to the Hog are minimal. Which is a big complaint that I have with this challenge. That being, when you have a tier 1 win condition, you should, instead of creating the challenge like a draft challenge type, as they did, I believe that what they should have done was create a challenge in which you could, it was sort of similar to, I believe, the Electro Wiz challenge a while back, as well as I think it was all I can think of it right now is the Electro Wiz challenge as well, and the, I think, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think the Barbarian dash thing, whatever that thing's called, the Battle Ram. I think the Battle Ram challenge was also like that. I'm not 100% sure. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I know the Electro Wiz challenge was like that for sure. So here I sort of was able to pull off one of these weird glitches where you get a double Hog. I think, I'm not exactly sure if it's a glitch or if it is actually supposed to be in the game, but it does create a very unfair advantage to the person who has it, because like right now I picked double Hog Rocket and Electro Wiz. So I had Electro Wiz for defense, I had Rocket to Rocket Cycle him out, I had double Hog, so in case he had any counters to my Hog, I could deal with it. I also had Zap, which he gave me, so I was pretty thankful for that. But you'll sort of see how I play defense. if you do happen to get double hog, I will say that it is probably in your best interest to hide that and not show that early. I have found that it is probably a better idea to hold on to it and sort of surprise your opponent with it and not just go straight out, because then what they'll do is they'll just sort of match their rotation with yours. As you can see, it sort of appears that I'm down by a little bit right here, but I still feel pretty comfortable where I'm at, because I haven't really started doing the double hog, which is sort of similar to like a mirror hog troll that I do on ladder sometimes. But he actually had a pretty good deck all around. It was pretty solid offensively and everything. It's just that when you have double hog, it just really gives you a huge advantage in the game, as you'll see. I had a ginormous advantage in this game, just because I was able to, as you'll see later in the game, start putting down hogs faster than he could put out counters for it. So usually what happens is that you will have like a counter to the hog, and then you will have probably like a secondary. But if they're cycling to their hog faster than you can cycle to both your main counter as well as your secondary counter, you run into a little bit of trouble. I'm gonna rocket that witch right there. I did not want to deal with that. And I believe right here I think actually no, I don't let him take this tower, because I think this is unless I do, I forget. I think he does take this tower, but I'm able to take that tower as well as that. I'm able to drop both the right and left towers at the same time. So here's where I basically won, because right here I dropped the double hog, bomber, electro whiz, lumberjack. I'm sort of going all in at him right here. And this lumberjack, I tell you, with this buff that he got, he is a monster, because he had a health buff, and he is just not going down. As you can see right there, he did like 1,000 damage to that tower, which is absolutely insane. So I wasn't having too much trouble all the way up until this match. This match was the hardest match I had, and you'll sort of see in my playstyle, I'm playing a lot smarter, and I know, and I'm really trying to predict what he's going to do, and because that was my only chance, and if I predicted wrong, then I would lose, because my counters to his double hog were minimal, and I had several. I really only had, I believe, 2 counters to it. The mini P.E.K.K.A. as well as goblins, and both don't work out super well. So the reason why I dropped the mini P.E.K.K.A. on the Dark Prince instead of the hog was because the Dark Prince was going to do more damage with his charge shot, as well as him continually hitting the tower. Right when he surrounded me with my musketeer with skellies, I'm like, okay, this guy sort of knows what he's doing. I'm going to play this smart. Right now I'm thinking, okay, I gotta get a golem down so I can start getting some damage on this right tower, because I can't just keep playing defense this entire game, because if I do, he's just going to slowly chip away at me and I won't be able to sustain myself. So the deck that I have is actually not half bad. For a draft random challenge deck, there's worse decks that I could have gotten. It's a nice little musketeer placement on my part, where I could shoot into the opposite lane and go into this lane to support. It helps out a little bit. I wouldn't say it helps out a lot, but it did help out take out that ice wizard. So You know, I'm not going to complain about that. What's sort of these little things that I like to do. As you can see right here, I'm sort of resetting. I don't want to get too crazy. I'm still behind by a lot. Not really much. There's not really much I could do about this Dark Prince. I probably could have logged a little sooner, but right here, this is actually a very good shutdown. He only got one shot on my tower right there when he dropped a double hog, and that allowed me, when he committed that much, to come with this counter push, which did a lot. This put me in the lead. I was able to get 2 baby drags down, as well as get a mini P.E.K.K.A to his tower to get 2 swings off, as well as my musketeer was able to lock on. I logged right there to push the hog away so he couldn't get a shot on my tower. And right here, I'm just sort of trying to keep that P.E.K.K.A on his side of the arena with that golem placement. I do take a shot right here because I wasn't able to rotate to my mini P.E.K.K.A fast enough. But I also knew he didn't have a fireball. And right here, I'm just going to log and then drop my mini P.E.K.K.A to finish it, which didn't. This was a really good game. As you see, I say good game right there. All these people, I can't read their names, so it was pretty fun. But I was able to go 6-0. I was pretty happy about that. We'll watch this one. This was a fun one as well. Because I gave him Tornado, but my Executioner, I believe, did more damage to the tower than the hog. Because he kept tornadoing my hog away from the tower, but my Executioner, he was sort of tornadoing my hog away, but bringing my Executioner, keep my Executioner in range. And he was able to get so much damage on this guy, as you'll see in this replay. I'm guessing this guy's from Korea. I can't really tell. Probably that was a bit of a bad Executioner placement on my part. What I should have done is placed it on the other side of the tower, so I have the archer shooting from one end and the Executioner from the other. But no matter. But look at this Executioner right here. It has 1 health. And look how much damage he gets on this tower. He brought it down by about half. Just that one Executioner. Executioner, still a beast. Once it locks on, you can protect it. I'm not saying it's overpowered. It has its place in the game. It's not overpowered in my opinion. After the balance changes, I do believe for what it is, it's very good. They did I believe that they did mess with the because I believe before he had that thing where people were like, not people, troops were like bugging out whenever it got hit by the axe. But I don't think it's really I don't think it's super powerful, because yeah, his axe has like that radius, but it takes there's a really long time in which he's vulnerable. So if you can sort of surround him or distract and get behind him, he goes down a lot easier than a bowler. In my opinion, I have more trouble facing a bowler than I do facing Executioner. So that's just my take on the Executioner. But if you can play it right, just like any card, it does really well. As you'll see in a lot of these, in a lot of these games, I picked Ice Wizard, or I was given Ice Wizard, which I do not complain about. Ice Wizard, in my opinion, very solid defensive card. It is for legendaries. It is the best defensive card. It is my favorite defensive card. I don't use it a lot because it doesn't really fit into my decks that I build, because a lot of my decks are very offensive heavy. I'm not much of a defensive player, and even in my I am working on control decks, which are very heavy on the defensive side. What I've been doing though is What I've been doing though is in classic challenge as well as clan battles is using like a really defensive deck to sort of introduce me to the idea of control. Control, really strong archetype. It's also very difficult in my opinion. So this is gonna be the end of the video. Ooh, wait, I have a chest for you to open for you guys. Let's see what we get. Okay, we got some gold. We really need gold because we need to start upgrading our Cards to Tournament level. The reason for that is so I can start doing challenges. Because I want to have my cards leveled up, so I won't be dealing with. I just need these two up to level 7 for challenges, so it'll be a little bit easier for me. So this is gonna be the end of the video. Do I have anything to upgrade that I use? Mini P.E.K.K.A, no. I don't really use the Prince. This is basically my main deck right here. So right now I'm currently requesting Goblin Gang so I can get that up. So I can get that up to level 10. And then I'm gonna work on Ice Spirit, just to help me out a little bit. I'm pretty fine with Rocket at level 6. I really don't think that'll be too much of a difference. Taking that level 7 to level 6 I really don't think makes much of a difference. But I do want the Inferno to level 7 because I believe I need that extra health. That extra 200 health. It may not seem like a lot, but it is a lot when you're dealing with very tanky troops such as Golem or Giant, because they'll actually because Golem will a level 4 Golem will take it out. It with some health left. It's pretty amazing. Like just a Golem and an Ice Spirit, or a Hog and Ice Spirit a level 7 Hog, which is a pretty standard Hog. I'm mostly facing level 8 Hogs though. Just a Hog and Ice Spirit will take it out and also do a lot of damage. So I got to get that up to level 7 because I need that to be able to survive that extra hit. So this is gonna be the end of the video. This is Basilius12 signing off. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and let me know how you guys are doing in this Hog challenge. I really want to know your thoughts on it. My thoughts is that it's sort of unbalanced. It's not really fair because the person with the Hog usually is already at an advantage, and the other person has to play defense. I sort of see a different type of play style where if you don't think you're gonna get Hog, pick the very defensive cards and make your pushes off of counter pushes when they play their Hog. So a little something for you to think about. But this is gonna be the end video. This is Basilius12 signing off, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.